All right, hey everybody. I hope everybody's having an amazing week. It has been a rather interesting one in the world of cord cutting, and I'm gonna do my best here to send this out to all of our social media followers. We're going to talk about cord cutting, some of the big things that came up, answer your questions related to cord cutting, and hopefully help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience to save a ton of money. So if you're new, you're watching this on an alert, or you found this video on a recording off of YouTube, hey, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're right here live on YouTube answering cord cutting related questions. We also post a lot of other videos throughout the week full of tips, tricks, news, reviews, everything in the world of canceling cable and saving a ton of money on cord cutting. All right, so all right, I'm going live there. We're sharing this on Twitter. Let's go put this on Facebook, and then I'll get into answering everybody's questions. So just bear with me 1 minute. Facebook is being slow today. While I'll do that, I'll go over and get the live stream feed up. Here we go. All right. All right. One last place to go. So, oh, there we go. Goosey, Rosie, Teresa, Lonely, WM, Ricky, Bill, Robert, it's good to see you all here. Tim, good to see you here. Kurt, everybody's here. Great. It's great to see all the regulars popping in real quick. Bob, good to see you there. Goosey says, my internet bill is $71 for 100 down. Can I lower it? Yes. My recommendation to lower your internet bill is to do two things. A, be willing to switch internet providers. I switch every couple years between DSL and cable to get the best deal. I pay only $29.99 for 100 down with Spectrum. I do that because I spent a couple years with CenturyLink. Go back and forth, back and forth. Gets the best deal. Even if you don't want to switch, knowing what the competitors in your area are charging will help you save a ton of money. So keep that in mind. Being able to switch back and forth will just save you tons of money if you're willing to spend an hour every 2 or so years to do that. Even if you're not willing to do that, knowing what your competitors are charging will save you a ton of money. All right, I just finished sending this off to the final place. All right, Craig, Robert, Kurt. Kurt says, I have an Apple TV 4K. Can't really see the difference with 4K content. Yeah, that's the thing with 4K. A lot of people say they cannot. HDR kind of came out as a add-on to 4K, and I think I'm one of the people who couldn't see a difference with 4K. With HDR, though, I can definitely see the difference. So keep that in mind. Okay, Kurt says, I just got a 4K TV. How can I tell if Amazon is really playing my Prime content 4K? Well, not all Prime content is in 4K. If you Google Amazon Prime 4K content, they have a help page that'll pop up as one of the first results. I'll tell you, hey, what devices will play 4K content, because not all the devices are out there that will. And two, which content is in 4K. Bill asks, are the coffee cups here? No, I have reordered the new coffee cups to sell. These will be in next week, probably like late week, probably not for next week's Q&A, but shortly thereafter, and we will have those for sale. Ricky says, I'm thinking about getting an Xbox One S from Amazon. Does Sling TV work good on it? Yeah, I've never heard anybody complain about Sling TV on the Xbox S, One S, or whatever they call it, Xbox One S. I refer 3 of my neighbors to your website over the holidays. 2 have cut the cord, and the 3rd is about to. All right. Thank you, WM. You know, the greatest compliment is a recommendation, so I really do appreciate that. Now you just got to get them to start watching the Q&A. All right. So any reviews of the 1x antenna 50-mile range? Bob, I haven't tested that particular antenna. I have played around with 1x antennas in the past, and I've talked to people from the company. It's a good company. But I can't particularly recommend that exact antenna. I'm assuming it's fine, but I've never tested it. All right, I just bought an OLED and see a huge difference in 4K. Yeah, you do. You know, 4K, if you get it, some people really do see a difference. Other people just don't see a difference with 4K. All right, if you have a question, leave it here. I'll do my best to answer them. If you're new, it's great to see so many people here. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here for about an hour, we answer your CoreCon related questions. But we're in a lot of other places. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. You can check us out at corecarsnews.com also. So the popular question, when will DirecTV release the DVR? Hard to say. They did roll out a major update. We talked about that on the site today. I posted a whole story about it. Did address many of the issues with DirecTV Now, not all by far, with the beta. I had initially predicted, due to some sources I had, thinking that the beta would come out this month, or at least be announced this month. Since that came out, a lot of issues have come up with DirecTV Now, buffering, other issues. So I'm a lot less certain that it will actually happen this month, as everything I'm hearing is DirecTV Now is scrambling to try to address the buffering issues that are out there right now. So keep that in mind. Richard says his Roku remote's so sensitive that a slight touch will send it back to the main screen. Richard, you may have a bad Roku remote. You may want to look at getting a replacement remote. They shouldn't be that sensitive that if you slightly bump it, it sends it to the home screen. Sounds like there may be a problem with it. I would contact Roku, see if they'll give you a replacement. Chase says, how often after airing is on-demand content available on various live TV streaming services? Depends on the network. It depends on the show, because the networks are actually the ones that upload it. I find anywhere from 24 hours afterwards, the next morning, to 3 or 4 days later. How was CES? Anything new and amazing coming out? I see all of us sit in the living room with VR on in the future. You know, there wasn't a ton of stuff. The new Roku TVs look pretty cool. The Roku Connect smart speakers look very interesting. The antenna and DVR from Channel Master looks interesting. There's a host of other products like that. I'm still not convinced VR is going to be... My issue with VR is the fact that watching TV is often a communal experience. You're sitting there with your kids, with your wife. You want to all be watching the same thing at the same time. When I go watch football, you know, my entire family gets together for a Michigan football game. And, you know, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, we're all at, you know, the grandparents' house for a game. So everybody really going to want to be wearing a headset. Plus, you know, you may have 10, 15 people in a room. That means you have to buy 10, 15 headsets. And what's the point of doing that if you're already sitting there? So I'm not convinced, and sales have kind of proven it, that VR is not really catching on like they thought it would, just to be honest. I think augmented reality is probably going to become more popular than VR will, at least when it comes to the concept of watching TV. You know, TV as we know it today, I just don't think it's going to go that way. In the future, that could change. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, new forms of entertainment could take advantage of VR. I just don't think people want to, oh, look, I'm going to sit with all these people in a room, so I can sit with them in a virtual room to virtually watch this. I don't know. That's my opinion. WM says, my Roku Premiere remote ate 2 AA batteries in 1 week. It shouldn't do that. I would, you know, that sounds like it sounds like, you know, it's oversensitive. It's eating batteries. Sounds like, yeah, I would return that remote. Try getting one. You know, Raymond asked, did Tubi or Pluto add anything new to their platform, to their applications? Both have been adding tons of new content. I'm not sure if there's anything particular that I missed there, Raymond. Let me know. Mojo says, ain't true to the rumor that DirecTV Now will have a new interface and be able to play pay-per-view movies, programming, and NFL ticket. Well, the new interface and app is coming, so it's the beta. It's a new app, slightly different interface, so that's very true. They will be selling on-demand content and probably pay-per-view, so that's very likely. Nothing on NFL ticket. A lot of wishful thinking for that right now, probably. What do you think of the price point for 5G home internet will end up being? It's hard to say. They say it will be, quote, very competitive with DSL and cable. So whatever that means. 5G home internet is being designed to take on DSL and cable, so it will have to be competitive. But remember, there's 2 rules of new technology. Rule number 1, it will cost a lot more at launch than it will a year later. So remember that day one price, as with all technologies, will come down. 2, it will get a lot smaller. So those big routers boxes you see now, you see about this, they're planning to get 5G into cell phones soon. So the size will get smaller and the price point will get lower. So just keep that in mind. But we don't know what the price is. Verizon, though, did say recently, they've announced 5 markets, I believe it is, that they're launching this year. They said they'll be announcing more markets to get 5G soon, whatever that means. Question, do you know when DirecTV Now will be available on the Xbox? No, I do not. Sorry, they haven't said anything about that recently. Raymond, no news on internet service providers raising rates. I haven't heard anything new in the last week or two since we last posted about that. Highest new cord cutting tech of 2018? We'll have to wait and see. Not a lot's been announced. Looks like antennas will again continue. Really 3.0 over there TV with its testing happening in Phoenix. Keep an eye on that for 2018. All right. Do you know what month this year that the Phoenix locals will start in 3.0? I believe it's March. I think in March, April timeframe, 3.0 will start beta testing in Phoenix. So keep that in mind. All right. Few things. If I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. A lot of people here today, a lot of questions happening. If you're not following us on Facebook and Twitter, please do so. Would greatly appreciate it. At Core Cars News and Facebook.com/Core Cars News. Check that out. If you're new here, check us back. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're live here. We also post a lot of other content out there. So keep that in mind. WM says his internet service provider raised the price $5. Well, the good news is that's a fraction of the price that some cable providers raise the price. I've heard some people get $20 or $30 extra on their TV bill with all the fees and everything else added up. So a $5 price increase on internet may seem painful, but compared to traditional pay TV, it is a bargain. Any news on the launch of T-Mobile's internet live TV streaming service? Well, we're not actually sure it's a live TV streaming service. All they've said is they're going to launch a disruptive streaming service. That could be streaming. That could be a traditional cable provider. Remember, Layer 3, while streaming, is much more of a traditional pay TV provider. So keep that in mind. We just don't know. They just closed on Layer 3 yesterday, I want to say. It was this week for sure. I think it was yesterday. And Layer 3 is a TV company they purchased to become the backbone. While they just purchased it, we're still probably a ways on the road. Raymond asks, is there any news on NFL streaming rights news for 2018? No, nothing new that I haven't already reported. Robert says, I rescan my TV every week for new over-there channels. This week I got Cozy TV. Yeah, if you're not, if it's been a while since you've rescanned your TV for new over-there TV channels, you should do that because there's been a lot of new ones rolling out and even more on the way. I recommend once or every other month or so, rescan for new channels. Thank you, John. He says, first time on the channel. Thanks for all your info. Any recommendations for an antenna that can pull signals from 110 miles? I'm trying to pick up Canadian channels from just north of Seattle. If everything is in your favor, there's no issues with hills or mountains between you and the transmitters, which can happen in the Seattle area. The good news is theoretically it's very possible. You want one of those really old-fashioned, big old metal antennas. You can find them on Amazon, all those kind of ones. You know, the ones you see that look like an arrow pointing in a certain direction, and then direct them towards wherever you want to do. Get a roof-mounted antenna, get that thing as high as you possibly can, and just hope there's no mountains or hills between you and the tower you want. So, is it theoretically possible to get 110 miles from your home over there TV? Yes. But you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to get a very powerful antenna. Maybe something like the V4 from Antennas Direct. But even that is, not, I don't think, rated to go to that. So get the biggest antenna you can on Amazon. Put it as high as you possibly can on your home. And make sure to ground it really well. Kurt says, any word on a file app for the Apple TV? I haven't answered that one yet, Kurt. No word on that other than they're working on it, and it may or may come anytime soon. So we'll have to wait and see. Do you know about PlayOn app? They some say they use it to DVR for DirecTV now. So PlayOn is a service that says they will record streaming content for you. Now, just one thing to remember is when you use PlayOn, services like Netflix and Hulu, etc., clearly say that's a violation of their terms of service to record the content. If you buy PlayOn, just remember that it's very possible that Netflix or Hulu, DirecTV Now, etc., could block PlayOn in the future. So remember that. Take that with a grain of salt. That's my warning about PlayOn. Lewis says, any news about cloud DVR for streaming services? Any particular one you're talking about there, Lewis? Could you give me a little bit more detail about your question? What's the best DVR for over-the-air content? I recommend 3 brands. Channel Master has a brand new Android TV powered DVR. Haven't been able to play with it. Channel Master has a good reputation with their DVRs, so I'll throw that one on there. Tableau DVRs, highly recommend Tableau. I have it in my home. That's one I use. I like the ability to have a whole home network access to the DVR. Downside of Tableau is it does not have a direct connection to your TV. You need a second player like a Roku, a Fire TV, etc. to access it. And the last one is the device everybody knows, TiVo. And they've been coming out with better and better over-the-air TV DVRs, more features, and you will pay a premium price for the TiVo name, but it's a good product. So those are the 3: Channel Master, Tableau, and TiVo. If you run a whole home media server, checking out an HD home run with like Plex or their own software, it's an option. If you're not running a media server, I probably wouldn't recommend that option. 5G is going to be awesome. I heard a lot of people are not wanting it at all and may cause health issues. So what are the pros and cons of this network? There are no evidence that it's going to cause health issues. It just, here's the reality of it. I could tell you the sky is blue, and somebody would say that would kill you nowadays. If you go on the internet, you can find somebody who will say it's all bad, it's all going to kill you. I haven't seen any scientific evidence of those claims that 5G is dangerous. And it's been in testing for years and years and years. Since like 2012, they've been working on this. So keep that in mind. The benefit of 5G is it's crazy fast. And it will cover a good amount of area. The downside is it doesn't quite penetrate as far, according to what I'm hearing, as 4G. So 4G may have a better range, but 5G will offer crazy fast internet. So you're going to have like a tower every mile or so for 5G, which may seem a little cumbersome, but it is still crazy cheap compared to having to wire an entire town with fiber or rural areas. So 5G, I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be the answer for many cord cutting issues, many internet issues. Keep an eye on it. 5G is a very promising future for cord cutting. But I wouldn't worry about the risk of rain and all that. One thing to do remember with 5G is it does sound like it's something that metal may have a harder time penetrating. They're doing testing, and that is a big part of why they're saying it only may go up to like a mile or so, because within a mile, the 5G signal will be strong enough to penetrate metal buildings. You get past a mile, you may still get 5G outside of a metal building. Inside of it, you may lose access to 5G at that point. So that's something to remember, is it may not have the same penetration ability when it comes to some things like metal buildings, which are on all frequencies struggle. TV, cell phones, Wi-Fi, all struggles with metal. Just it is what it is. So keep that in mind. Which live TV streaming? With live TV streaming services, there is no option to change channels by entering a channel number. Correct. So you use it a couple of different ways. There's all kinds of different guides to do it with. And you don't really even think about channel numbers on most of them. You look for channel names. So you look for Fox, you look for the Discovery Channel, you look for whatever, which is kind of cool. Instead of saying I need to remember that channel 5 happens to be Fox, I just go and look for Fox in the list, and there's Fox alphabetically. So yeah. Is it a little bit of a change in your mental viewing of how to watch TV? Sure. It's a little bit of a relearning that you don't look for channel 5, you look for Fox, for example. But I find once you do it for a little while, it becomes very easy. Always Paul says, is cloud DVR more reliable than regular DVR? In theory, cloud DVR is more safe because it's in the cloud. it's not vulnerable to a failure of hardware, for example, that could cause your things to be lost. Still relatively new technology, so in theory, it could go down. But I've never had a problem with cloud DVR. Joe says 5G text sounds amazing. Still lots of work on it. We're closer than you think to 5G. This year there will be quite a few towns that with a commercial access to 5G home internet. Actually, on my channel, if you go into my videos, you'll find in the first like 10 or so videos a demo I got of 5G back at CES, running live at CES, and some of the tech behind it. So check that out. Do you think the Air TV will be able to record OTA in the future? Yes, Herbert. The Air TV on the Air TV's website did update to say they are working and will be coming out with DVR capabilities for your home antenna on both versions of the Air TV. So yes, so both Air TV 1 and what people are calling the Air TV 2 will have over there DVR at some point. Since it's on their website, I would assume that means it's coming fast. Kenny says, are you going to do a review of the Smart Antenna Plus by Channel Master? Yes, they've promised to send me a review unit. I'm going to pester them again about that probably next week. I'm also supposed to be getting a Stream Plus DVR Android TV device from them sometime in the next month, or the next week or two probably, I should say. Fingers crossed. Any news on official launch for DirecTV Now? No. Early reports said it was supposed to come out this month. Now we're hearing that they're just scrambling, trying to figure out all the buffering issues and anything else that may come up. So keep that in mind. Any news on the Amazon Fire Cube? No, nothing new. So that's the device that was leaked last year. Still not out. It's just like an updated box with like the Echo kind of built into it. We'll have to wait and see. Quick funny story about the Amazon Cube. I got an email from Amazon a couple days ago, and my phone, the subject line was Amazon's all new Fire TV. I was like, what? The new Fire TV? How did I miss this release today? So I ran in my office and I opened the email, and it was just an ad to get me to buy the little $69 like square cube one with the attached HDMI cable. I was like, Amazon, you did not just do that to me. I thought the new Cube was out. So you gotta love that. Amazon got me with their email to promote selling the new Cube to me, which I already own. I bought it from them. But yeah, so that's my little funny story of the day. Michael says, are you telling me IPTV is illegal? Michael, I think I missed part of your question. Can you tell me a little bit more? What service are you talking about? And so on. Yes, some IPTV services are not legal, but some are. So yeah, I need more information. Will Go90 stream the Super Bowl, or will it stay on standard TV? I'm not sure if Go90 will stream the Super Bowl this year. I don't know that for sure. I'll try to find out. My recommendation, if you want to watch the Super Bowl, if at all possible, use an antenna. No problem of delay, no problem of buffering, no problem wondering if you're going to get what commercials you're going to see and so forth. So. Michael, yes, that would be a non-legal option to be a cord cutter or for IPTV. And we do not allow the promotion of piracy, just so everybody knows. If you want to learn about piracy, there are plenty of YouTube channels that teach about piracy. We're here to talk about the legal options of cord cutting that are out there. T-Shrinks, I have not seen your question. Can you let me know? I guess this is your question. Are there any known issues with Sony View and Roku? Sony, yeah, I mean, has always been known as not very favorable to Roku. It took them forever to update and fix anything on the Roku. Just the reality of it. I hope that's your question. Just so everybody knows, there are getting close to 200 people here. We're getting a lot of questions every minute. So if I missed your question, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because by the time I answer one question, I look down, tons of questions have flown by. If you really want your question to stand out, hit that super chat, donate a few bucks, and then your question will like stick at the top and I won't miss it. So just keep that in mind. Luke, have I heard anything about Go90 for the Roku TV? or Roku boxes. No, a Go 90 at this time is exclusively limited to like smartphones. Could they add a app for Roku or Fire TV, Apple TV in the future? Sure. At this time, they have not. And can you ask any news in the Android TV box or AT&T? So last fall, AT&T submitted for FCC approval for a Android TV box, and we have pictures, all kinds of stuff, but nothing has been officially announced since then. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, so I think I've answered all the questions. What is the memory for a Tableau? So Tableau DVR, they have a dual, which does come with 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Others have none. Basically, what you do is you buy the Tableau DVR, you connect a USB external hard drive to it, which you can get really cheap. So you can put 2, 4, 5 terabytes of storage on it, and there you go. So how much storage is depends on how much you want to be in there. Any idea of the DirecTV Now DVR? So yeah, DirecTV Now DVR and Roku, when it's going to happen. They say it's going to come, but they haven't said when. Probably will come later after it releases on the other devices. Why DirecTV Now is putting Roku last, I don't know. I think they're foolish. It's the #1 most popular device within cord cutters. Probably some ex-Apple employees responsible. WM, I don't know what you talked about. Can you tell me more? Will DirecTV Now be available on the NVIDIA Shield? It could be, but they have not at any time hinted about Android TV support coming. Mark says, I'm no longer able to get Univision channel over there. Do you know if there's any contract issues with over there affiliates? I have not heard of any. Could be. Some affiliates are having to move channels because of the auction that was held under the previous administration. Just for clarity on that issue, that sold off some channels and they've had to move. Some people that's gained them channels, some people that's lost them channels. So that's a possibility. Univision is on a growing number of streaming services. You may want to look at that path. Scott says, what's the best service right now? Question mark. Scott, are you looking for a live TV, a on-demand, etc. internet? But in all seriousness, the best service really depends on you. For some people, Sling TV would be the best. Others, PlayStation View or DirecTV Now would be the best. Some people love Netflix. Some people love Hulu. It really comes down to who has the content you want. Scott, my recommendation with live TV is to do 2 things. Go to CoreCardsNews.com if you're looking for a live TV streaming service. Right at the top is a live TV guide, and it breaks down all the major services: Philo, DirecTV Now, YouTube, Hulu, Sling TV, etc. And it puts a side-by-side comparison on what devices, what channels, etc. Use that. They all offer a free trial, and if you want to make sure it's right for you, take advantage of the free trial. Don't subscribe to multiple ones. Take them one at a time. That way you don't get overwhelmed. But try them one at a time. That way you can always try the next one if it's not the right one for you. Christopher Cooper, thank you for the donation of $5. I really appreciate it. It really helps the business. It says, I have an HD home run. Works perfectly on the NVIDIA Shield and Fire TV. But out of nowhere, channel 2 plays on my Leco TV. Any thoughts on why? I believe Leco TVs do have the ability to work with. Oops, sorry. Have the ability to work with HD home run. I would have to Google that specific one there, Chris. My recommendation is 2 things. If channel 2 is playing on your TV and you don't want it to, try unplugging your HD home run and then resetting it back up. Disconnect it, reconnect it, and see if that helps. 2, I would see about going to the settings and trying to disable your connection to the HD home run. T-Sharks, thank you for the donation of $2. I really appreciate that. Lewis says, I'm happy I found your site last month. It's top notch. Thank you, Lewis. We got big plans to become even better. Check back next week. I'll be making some announcements. The Nick channel on DirecTV Now is not 720p on DirecTV Now. I'm not sure. I would assume that is in 720. Movie fan, what resolution are you getting? T-Shake says, hey Luke, thanks for all the great info and for answering my question. Hey Sharks, I'm happy. We're going to do our best to answer as many questions as we possibly can. Let me refresh this page. Movie Fan says, it looks like 480p is what Nickelodeon is playing for on DirecTV now. I haven't seen that, but in theory, it's very possible. So if you have a question, leave me a comment here. I will do my best to answer them. If I miss your question, don't be afraid to re-ask it. Luke, just sent you a Facebook message about Hulu being down. Is it down again? I was under the impression it was down yesterday, but back up today. Let me know, Tim. Lewis says, Luke, when may we see YouTube TV on Roku? So the YouTube TV says it is being worked on both on the Roku and Apple TV. We'll have apps out soon. Probably the next month or two, you'll see an app from there. So keep that in mind. Any way to get DirecTV Now beta invite fast? No, Tony, unfortunately, you just got to kind of wait for when it shows up. Daisy says, what is the Hulu live TV pros and cons? I'm going to try them next. There's a lot on both sides. It really comes down to do they support the devices that you want? Do they have the channels you want? I know people are very happy with it. I know people who are not happy with it. Take advantage if you can of the free trial and see what works out for you. Rogue Dragon says, did you speak with the Philo people at CES? No, it's actually one of the few companies I did not speak with. I did speak with like Sony. I had a great sit down with the president of Sony. But Philo I did not. I have talked to Philo by email and they've been very nice. So fingers crossed we can build a relationship there. WM, I've never heard of MyTuner. But apparently MyTuner radio is on the Fire TV, but not Roku. It's how we listen to Mountain Union games. That's cool. I use TuneIn a lot. I find TuneIn has pretty much every major sports. They are on pretty much every streaming player, phones, tablets, Echo devices, and so on. 2 channels going off the air in my old area at Tampa Bay. Yeah, so some channels are moving around, other channels are launching. So it's kind of one of those things that happens. All right, questions, comments, let me know. Keep them coming. I'll do my best to answer them. All right, I'm getting flooded with emails. Let me see what is happening. Yeah, it does look like, it does appear that Hulu is down for some people, unable to log in. Not sure why, but I'll look into it after this event. Yes, I have met with Tubi TV face-to-face in the past. Great people at Tubi. I've met the president. He's a very nice guy. I've met senior managers. Yeah, Tubi TV, if you're not using it, it's something to check out. Yeah, so Hulu apparently is having another login problem. So I'll have to check into that. Not much I can look at and try to get answers right now during the show, unfortunately. How come I'm always having to sign in to my TV Guide app on the Amazon Fire, but not on the Roku? TVG app. Teresa, could you tell me what exact app that is? I'm not familiar with it. TVG. I probably am once you tell me what TVG stands for. Thank you, Robert, for the $2 donation. I really appreciate it. It really helps Scorecards News. And just so everybody knows, this is my full-time job. I run Scorecards News 24/7. I literally haven't missed a post in 3 years, over 3 years now, coming up on almost 4 years. So check that out. I really appreciate when people donate. It really does help. Luke, in about 2 weeks, can you do a more in-depth report on the stadium app for Roku College Sports? My father is a big Pac-12 and Big Ten fan. I'm not really sure what more in-depth I need for that Roku review. Is there something you think I missed, Richard? I think I hit every major category they cover and give you an idea of what's offered in that. Oh, it's battery life on the new Roku Ultra. I'm assuming you're talking about the Roku Ultra remote. I've had a Roku Ultra running remote for a year now on the same 2 batteries, so it's pretty good. In my experience, it runs a really long time. Yeah, I'm not sure what TV guide app you're talking about there, WM, or excuse me, Raymond. They all work just fine for me. I have not experienced problems with it. So yeah, hey, if you're new here, please do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. One quick second. Sorry, after talking for so long, sometimes it gets you. All right, so yes, if you are new here and you have not hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. We post several times a week. We have a weekly recap show of the biggest cord cutting stories. We have this weekly Q&A show. I do a lot of product reviews, unboxings, breaking news, etc. All about cord cutting. But there's a lot more cord cutters news than this YouTube channel. Over at cordcuttersnews.com, we post 4, 5, 6, sometimes more times a day with all kinds of great cord cutting content, tips, tricks, reviews, and more. Make sure you go to cordcuttersnews.com. Hit that, check that out. Hit that subscribe button right here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. Is Roku only offering sticks and TVs, no devices that can take an Ether cable? T-Sharks, the Roku Ultra has a external Ethernet slot, so you want to get the Roku Ultra, which is now cost less than $100. It's a great deal. My LASIK 99. Will 5G have data caps? Not that we have seen so far. There have been reports that there won't be any. I think, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, Charter, Dish, Google, and many others are launching 5G. Who is not? It all depends. We'll probably start learning more about that later on this year. Any services that stream Telemundo live, DirecTV has it on demand only, and Sling does not have it. I think DirecTV now has it in some markets. It depends on where you live. It sounds like in your area you do not. Anybody, I mean, other than DirecTV now, PlayStation View or Hulu, I think maybe the other ones. Just anybody else offer Telemundo streaming? Of course, it's a local, so it depends on where you live. Somebody help me out there. All right. When will the Alico TVs get a software update? I just don't know. When software updates come, they just kind of come. They don't often announce them before they happen. Javar, both of those are piracy services, and we don't allow the promotion of piracy here, just to warn you. Will MeTV be coming to any streaming service? Not that I heard of. Fingers crossed they will. One of the really cool things about MeTV, if you don't know this, on their website, metv.com or something like that, they have a bunch of on-demand content there that they partner with Hulu. They stream all kinds of great classic MeTV programming on their website for free. Check it out. All right, Brandon says Fubo TV has Telemundo in select areas, and Hulu Live also has Telemundo in select areas. So check out Fubo, check out Hulu Live. All right. Questions, comments, let me know. About a little over 10 minutes. I'm going to have to call this today. Well, I would not hold your breath for PlayStation View coming to Xbox. That is a direct competitor, and Hulu does not seem to be at all interested in that at this moment. As far as a name change, again, I wouldn't expect that to happen at all. Sounds like DirecTV Now DVR might be out soon. Your opinion? I had originally, all rumors and sources I had said it would come out in January, or at least be announced in January. But since then, the stability of the service has gone way down. And we've delayed that. Everything I hear right now is that DirecTV Now is struggling just to get the stability up. That's their main goal right now. Fix the stability and go from there. That may very well delay everything going forward. One second. All right. Will do Faith ever come to an official Roku channel star? I am Ginkgo Faith is that faith-based streaming service. I've covered that in the past. It's a pretty good one. I thought it was in the official Roku channel store. If not, it is a legitimate US streaming service and company. What's the latest in the Fire TV Cube box? So that's the new Fire TV box that's not out yet. That was leaked recently with a built-in Echo device and a Fire TV all-in-one. No news on when that's going to come on the market right now. I would expect it sometime in the springish, maybe. Maybe announced before then, but maybe released in the spring. We'll have to wait and see. All right, questions, comments, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Here, again, 10 minutes. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to play a quick ad because it pays the bills real quick. You may or may not see this. What Amazon device does 4K? The last two, the second generation box, the big box, and that $69 hybrid box stick combo there does 4K. Did you find out if the Olympics will stream at 60 frames per second on Hulu? Not that I've heard of. Nope. Late to the chat tonight, but I'll always watch. Thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate that. I just set up the Watch Air antenna, and I'm really pleased with the interface. Have a 120 gigabyte thumb drive, and the DVR is awesome. Yeah, you know, Watch Air is a very nice device. I wish it had more than one tuner in it, but it is what it is. And it's not a bad antenna. It's not a bad DVR either. So keep those questions coming, and not for next week's Q&A, but shortly thereafter, sometime maybe next week, Friday or Saturday, I will have coffee mugs for sale. $10.99 each is going to be the price of these, plus shipping. And it's a cool souvenir, and it's also going to be kind of cool. You're going to support Core Cars News. So as you all know, if you've watched our video, we moved into a brand new office, added about 1,000 square feet. We're hiring. I'll have news on that next week. But the going forward, it costs money. So if you want to support Core Cars News, donate here with the super chat, or you can buy next week a $10.99 coffee mug. Javar says, what's the best TV streaming service? Sling TV, DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, Hulu. They all really kind of comes down to what you want, where you which one has the channels you want. So Javar, go to corecarsnews.com. I have a link to it in the show notes down below. At the top of that is the live TV guide. Click on that. It should give you a full breakdown. T-shirt says, nice, office looks great. Looking forward to the lab videos and results. Thanks. We just started shooting something there. I got one on Friday. I'm gonna have the last piece of the new TV mounted on the wall in the lab. So look for a lot more content there. T-shirt says, Cork Kind T-shirts coming soon? Question mark. Maybe. I'll see how these coffee mugs come. If these coffee mugs sell well, we may look at getting T-shirts. Problem with this is I have to I buy the coffee mugs, everything up front, and then I have to turn around and sell them. If I find myself stuck with a ton of these that no one wants, that may hamper our thoughts on selling T-shirts and so forth. T-shirts are a little easier though. I could do them where they're on demand versus coffee mugs. So, how's the new office going? The office is very nice. If you go to Core Cars News on YouTube, just click on the YouTube channel, click on the videos. You'll find a full tour of it there. And also in that video about the Core Cars News new office, you'll find a breakdown of why we moved into the new office and what drove us to make that change. Sorry to ask another question. Well, we'll keep that questions coming. Don't feel sorry at all. That's why I'm here. What happened with YouTube/Silk on the Fire TV earlier this week? Any chance they are finally working on a real app? Probably right now. We'll wait and see. So Google, for a brief amount of time, blocked, more than brief, a little bit of time, blocked both the Firefox app and the Silk app on the Fire TV, effectively cutting YouTube off from all Fire TV owners. They seem to reverse that after it kind of got some press. Was it a glitch? Was it deliberate? We don't know. But for now, Google has made a firm stand that they're not going to put YouTube on the Fire TV. That's all we know. WM says, I've seen other YouTubers sell t-shirts. I may. You know, we just topped 21,000 subscribers. We're going to slowly grow. Maybe I do sell some t-shirts. It's all those things to work on, which I need time. And time is an issue. But we'll see how these mugs do next week. And that may, if they sell well, I'll pull a little more time into trying to find stuff like t-shirts and other stuff. Luke, does Shout Factory TV have an Android or iOS app? Well, I went to look for it in the Google Play Store and couldn't find it. I'm not sure. I have not seen one now that you ask. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Duff says, I found out if you cancel Fubo TV during the free trial, you lose it. Yes, that is for pretty much all streaming services. If you cancel during the free trial, they shut you off because they won't get any money from you, so why should they give you something for free? And it's just not Fubo doing that. It's everybody doing that. Robert, I would prefer if people did not post or refer the friend link or use any type of affiliates in the Facebook group. And the reason I say that, it's kind of one of those things that people ruin it. There's a lot of people out there that join Facebook groups like ours that are big, and they drop a couple affiliate links, not to do anything to help the group, but just to make money. They'll post some Amazon affiliate links or refer a friend program type referral links, and they'll spam Facebook groups with them to make money. And so we've had to put a rule in place that no affiliate links, including referral friend links, are allowed in our Facebook group because it just prevents people from spamming it. I didn't create Court Cars News. I didn't create the Facebook group for other people to go make money off of. And when I see people doing nothing but trying to spam it for a quick buck, that's not what I'm working so hard for. So that we don't allow that. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand. What quarter this year do you think that Sling will release the Air TV DVR? First or second quarter, John? First or second quarter? Robert, as they say, it doesn't ever hurt to ask. I may have missed this, but I'm trying to cut the cord and go with to YouTube TV. I have a Fire Stick. Can I do that? No. YouTube TV does not have an app on the Fire Stick, and they do not say any are coming. YouTube TV is currently on Android TV, so devices like the NVIDIA Shield. They say it's coming to Roku and the Apple TV soon, probably next month or two. So keep that in mind. So Apple, Roku for YouTube TV coming soon, Android TV available now. As far as getting one of these mugs, next week I will have Tech Pro. So you're asking, next week I'll be posting over at courtcarsnews.com. Link to this. Probably next week, Friday. $10.99 we're going to sell these for, and plus shipping. And that money will go to help pay for the brand new Court Cars News office that we just moved into, the new desks, the new computers, all that kind of stuff. So check that out. But Robert, yes, I probably agree with you. YouTube TV is not coming to the Fire TV anytime soon. You can install the Android YouTube on the Fire Stick. You are correct, but it's not a very intuitive user interface. And you're going to need some type of keyboard or mouse to make that work. Will Amazon put private listening on the next Fire TV model? We haven't heard anything about that coming from Amazon. I think Roku's really kind of the pioneer in private listening right now. Raymond says, Luke, would it make sense for Android TV to have a YouTube TV? It's owned by Google. Yes, it would make sense. Mysteriously, though, for the first like 8 months, 9 months that YouTube TV was out, there was no Android TV app. The only way to get it was to use a phone or a tablet to cast YouTube TV to your TV with the Chromecast. And it finally came out there. And they do say it's now coming out to Roku and the Apple TV also. Yes, taking the Android version of an app that's meant for your phone, putting it on the Fire TV needs some type of touch interface. So you need like a mouse to replace that. When 5G comes out to the majority of public, will companies install a router or can you buy one? You'll probably be able to buy one. When 5G comes out in your area, you'll probably be able to go to Best Buy, buy a 5G modem from Verizon or wherever, and just put it in your home. And just like you have now, it'll connect to the 5G network and then create a Wi-Fi network from there is how they work. They were demoing them. They didn't have any of the commercial ones available. I did see it working at CES, the test version. Go to Court Cars News right here on our YouTube page. Look at the videos. One of the first like 10 videos will be a 5G demo from CES, so check that out. But it should be something that you can do yourself because you take it home, you plug it into the wall, it will connect, it will create a Wi-Fi network, and then you'll just have to connect to that Wi-Fi. There'll probably be a little thing that, you like with a Netgear router, you go to this website and then you enter in a username and password, and you can like rename your Wi-Fi network. You can rename the password, change the password, that kind of stuff. So Yeah, that should be all you need. No, that's the real promise of 5G is the A, the speed of rolling it out. B, you don't need anybody to come to the home, which means Verizon, for example, can wire your home with internet for a fraction of the cost that they could with fiber, but still give you fiber speeds. All right, last call for questions. Last call for questions. And I will be wrapping this up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It really does help us. I would really appreciate it. Check us out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern here. Every Friday, I do a weekly cord cutting recap show. And yeah, check out cordcuttersnews.com. I would really appreciate your support. And we topped 21,000 YouTube subscribers today. Hey, we're scraping our way up to the top. Raymond says the Charter slash Spectrum Internet update their starting speeds to 100 megs down yet, or are they still working on it? I think I read in 90% of their markets, their starting internet speed is now 100 down for Charter. So it's not 100% yet, but they are, quote, getting close to 100%. Do you like or know anything about the Mohu Airwave? It's hard to find in my area. So I talked to Mohu about that today. They reached out to me because they saw I mentioned that I thought it was discontinued because they took it off their website. It's no longer for sale at Best Buy. They said they're working on an updated version of the Mohu Airwave that will address some of the issues with the current version. And that sometime in the next few months they will have a second generation Mohu Airwave upgraded with new features out. So keep an eye on that. Will 5G router have an outside antenna hookup for us in the country? Richard, I would say it probably will at some point. 5G is just now coming on the market. A lot of this technology is still new, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. GAC channel. James, the GAC channel, I guess. I'm not familiar with that channel off the top of my head. I don't know if any live TV streaming service that offers it. Is that short for anything, or is it just called GAC? If anybody knows that channel or knows if it's available on live TV streaming service, let me know. There's so many of them to keep track of now. I'm kind of struggling to memorize everyone that has a channel. Henry, that may work for you, but I also talked to plenty of people who are paying over $300 a month to the cable company. So, what you gotta always remember is what works for you may not work for other people. I think a lot of people get caught in this thing as, well, I do this, so this must be perfect for everybody. And that's really the thing that cable does. Cable says everyone's going to be the same, everybody's going to do it this way, and everybody must be like us. Where cord cutting is like, hey, you can be whatever you want. You can subscribe to whatever services you want. You can have great flexibility. And for some people, if your cable bill is $300, and you go down to 65, that's a savings. To you, that may not be a savings, but to other people will. I pay $29.99 for my internet plus 65. That's still cheaper than your $109 for internet plus cable you're paying. So I would only be paying around 80 or 90 some bucks for my bill in your scenario, Henry. And I would be saving 10 bucks a month compared to what you're doing. So 100 some bucks a year, not a bad deal. Teacher says he's saving $120 as he cut the cord. So keep that in mind. WM says cord cutting is the rebel and the alliance. Sometimes it feels like that. Will, thank you. He says, thank you for all you do, Luke. I was always afraid to cancel cable until I saw your website. Well, I'm glad I helped you, Will. I really appreciate the kind words. I love to hear those kind of stories. All right, last question here. Richard says, with the 3.0 standard, do you think maybe we will see high school sports? Very possible. Tons of sub-channels. Increasingly, though, high school sports are streaming online through a variety of tools. So if you have a high school in your area, you may want to ask them if they're streaming it on the school's website, if they're streaming it on something on a different service out there. So keep that in mind. All right, questions, comments. When will 5G be available? It's going to launch in 5 markets later this year. Tech Pro by 2020 to have half the country. And last one, Robert says he's saving over $110 a month since he cut the cord. So, hey, I'm going to call it right there. I hope everybody had a great night. Check us out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern right here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. They really are helpful. Play one more ad to help pay the bills because this stuff costs money. For everybody else watching me, I really appreciate your support. Core Cars News would not be where it is today without great viewers, great readers, great supporters across the board. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great night out there. Check back, and we'll be here to help you. Will had me look at this one. Exactly what I was talking about. Will says I used to pay $306 for files a month. Now I pay $54.99 with View. That's pretty cool. So I hope everybody has a great night. Take care. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you all next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, same place, same time.